What is up, everyone? Believe it or not, it has now been 12 months, 1 year, since I started this journey learning how to draw. And last year was good, a roller coaster ride at the beginning. And this year, I'm super excited about what I'm going to be diving into, and it's going to revolve a lot around doing a lot more sketching. Last year, I focused a lot on slowing down, paying attention to what I was doing, learning, being intentional. This year, I think I want to focus a little bit more on actually going faster, speeding up, doing a lot more sketching. But before I dive into that, I want to show you, give you all a sneak peek on some things that are going on here and why I haven't put out a video in about 3 weeks, which is probably the longest period I have ever gone on this channel without making a video. So the first thing that has been going on, you know about it, it's my Drawbox course, and it is the 250 cylinder challenge. Now, I'm actually on to the last stage of this challenge. It says 20 here, but doing these cylinders in boxes, in perspective, it takes a little bit longer than you would expect. But interestingly enough, I have actually been enjoying this process more than I expected. And so that's been taking up some of my time. But the other thing that has been taking up my time, and this is definitely a sneak peek of something you will see, this is still in the vein of going slow. I have been drawing Loish. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. You may know this artist. She's really popular, and I'm drawing one of her pieces right now. It's taken a while. It's a really dark piece, and I'm putting a lot of graphite on the paper. So you're gonna see that coming up real soon, as soon as I get that finished. But I thought, I have this new focus of sketching, and this is why that drawing is taking a little bit longer than it should as well, because I've also been diving into more faster work. I'm trying to put in the mileage. So here is the deal for this new year. Going slow is important, but the flip side of that, I have also heard from a lot of artists, is that quantity is quality as well. Like, you have to have the mileage, and doing something over and over again actually makes you better at it. Proco, in one of his videos, talks about how if there's one person who creates one pot and the other person who creates 100 pots, the person who creates 100 pots, their pot at the end will look better than the person who just did one. So last year, focused on slowing down, saw results that I was really impressed with. You see the progress that I'm currently making on the drawing that I just gave you a sneak peek of. And I've heard a lot of talk about getting the mileage in, the repetition, the importance of sketching. And so I'm going to be jumping into that this year as well. Of course, definitely want to finish the Drawbox course this year, get into anatomy this year as well. So if you're interested in supporting me and see where I end up on my journey, feel free to hit the subscribe button and follow me. Like, it encourages me and keeps me motivated. And for those of you who are already here on the journey with me, I've heard from so many of you. It's exciting. I really enjoy hearing from you all. So I'm diving in here. These are going to be more, I guess, close to sketchbook tours. But of course, I'm not using a sketchbook currently. I'm using sheets of paper because printer paper is so cheap. So I dived in here in this first section, just doing really quick gestures, not much to see there. And then just basically, I think the idea of sketching is draw whatever comes to your mind, right? And one of the things that I really want to focus on learning from Drawbox is the construction method, making sure that I'm always constructing the things, because I've found that even with the animals I do, when I can do the construction, I can always reproduce it so much easier, because the construction is more easier to remember than actually trying to remember every single feature and every single detail. So you will see on most of these, probably all, I'm not sure, that the construction lines are still behind here, and just getting into a lot more of constructing. These are some of the shapes that I did from one Proco video a long time ago, and then now I'm doing them from imagination, trying to again have that solid feel. My daughter saw me drawing some of these out, and she was like, can you draw an ice cream thing? So again, all the construction lines, drawing through the picture and the image, trying to make sure that I'm putting in some mileage here. So look forward to seeing a lot of random things that I'll be drawing. Definitely want to work on drawing things in perspective, and possibly creating whole scenes in perspective. So look for some of that coming up as well. So yeah, beginning to practicing on some of that. So this one was really interesting. This face on top here really got away from me. But again, it's just going through these quickly, seeing something I like, seeing an image, seeing a picture, and just knocking it out really quickly, and not really spending too much time. And this is something so on this page here, you saw it from the thumbnail. This actually turned out to be a repetition piece that I did, where this was from the original reference. And again, you see all my construction going through here. And then what I tried to do was to turn that same pose in space and draw it again from imagination. So here you have it slightly turned, like if you were pushing on the feet. Here from a top-down view, trying to imagine how this pose would look. And this one from a lower angle looking forward. So I really enjoyed this process, trying to think of how the pose is constructed and then reconstructing it in a different perspective. That's definitely going to be something I do more of. And I saw there's this guy on Instagram who does a lot of drawings with a lot of contour lines, and it's really cool. That's how just playing around with that as well a little bit there. These were some quick studies from reference, and again, just getting in that mileage. All the construction lines are still left in. You can see all the construction lines here. So really going to be putting in more and more mileage this year. This is the last sheet. Again, talking about drawing figures in perspective, scenes in perspective. I saw a David Finch, one of his Monday night draws, where he basically did a little thing of these right here. And so I replicated that, and then did a few others of my own. And I know he has a video on drawing characters in perspective. I'm probably going to do a deep dive into that as well, because it's something that I think is really cool and I want to dive into. So if you think this is interesting, let me know what you think about my plan of getting much more sketchier this year. There'll still be some chance for some of the slower ones, but definitely getting more sketchier this year, getting into anatomy, Again, if you want to follow me on this journey and see what this year holds, hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up, give me some encouragement, and I'll try to give it back to you as well. Thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you on the next video.